Hey folks, welcome back to Midlife Crits. More news coming out, and this video is about the new maps and world maps for Shadowlands. I want to dig into these with you guys, get some ideas flowing through my head, and get your comments back on what you think could be happening in these different zones as we adventure through them in Shadowlands. Of course, I didn't say this in my previous videos, but this is all alpha content. It is subject to change still with alpha testing and beta. We've seen stuff in the past be in alpha and even to some forms of the beta testing that doesn't make it into the final game. So please keep that in mind as we go through this content. And let's dig right in. So first off, we're going to jump into the overall world map that WoWhead has been doing an amazing job, has pieced together based upon the maps they found of what the Shadowlands will look like. Granted, of course, this is not the final image. This is just the pieced together map pieces that they have come across. And we're going to go in and look at these zone by zone and even into some of the instances when it comes to some of the new content. So even though nothing is uncovered in this next image, this is our maps. All right, this is our overlook of Bastion. It is a fairly big zone. If you look at it in comparatively to, say, Zuldazar, it's actually bigger than Zuldazar. And we're gonna have a lot to explore. Again, there's not a ton to say about Bastion because none of the details are exposed. This is with the Fog of War on. So, and then next we have Maldraxxus. Now Maldraxxus is completely exposed here, and you can see a lot of ziggurats, a lot of very, very Plagueland, Scourge influence style stuff. But granted, truth, it's the Scourge that are influenced by the descendants of Maldraxxus. So this big throne here, that could be a dungeon as far as I'm concerned. You have what looks like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wings. We know we have the abominations, the liches, and the necromancers. So maybe different quarters belonging to those different factions within Maldraxxus, and then this central hub. But if I was going to be putting dollars to donuts, I would say that this large section right here with the throne is going to be our dungeon for this zone. Again, this is just my speculation. Let me know your thoughts down below on that. Next up, we have one of the areas that I'm really looking forward to, which is Revendreth, right here. Again, we see it split out into different, almost quadrants in a way. And we see the giant gargoyle, which we know is one of the, I believe it was mentioned as a dungeon. I'm going to go back and look at my notes from BlizzCon on the Shadowlands stuff. But much more structured, much more, it's interesting how it's laid out. But definitely we have our dungeon here in the center. It's really going to be cool to see what they do with these zones, what they look like on the ground level. Again, we're just getting this overview. I want to bring you guys these images as they come available. Next we have Ardenweald, which looks like we have a world tree in the center, or a spirit tree maybe. Something of that sort, or a tree of souls, who knows. Which I'm guessing with the jailer stealing all the incoming souls, this tree is dying or withering. As we see, it has no blossoms in the map picture. Again, that could just be representation, but maybe that's something we will have to do as we adventure there, is bring life back to that tree through the anima that we bring in from souls that we collect. But this is the interesting thing. These swirls, are these almost like Emerald Dream portals? Other areas to other planes of being? Who knows? It could be really cool to see. But again, we may even see a dungeon here at this central point. And if you notice, each one of these that we've seen so far has some sort of defining feature. The throne with Maldraxxus, the gargoyle with Revendreth, and then this tree here in Ardenweald. And next up we have the map of the Maw. Obviously this is Pergost over here. I'm guessing because of the spiral coming up towards what I'm assuming is Azeroth. This map really gives me some Pandemonium and Battlefield of Eternity vibes from Diablo 3. It's really neat to look at. It looks like we have a little bit of lava here and these different spirit correlations here. And it looks like it's drawing energy. If you remember that purple energy from Revendreth, kind of looks like some of that's being drawn in here on the map. Overall, yeah, we got Torghast, but this is a big area. All these regions are huge. And they each probably have their own zones separated within. So I'm guessing this is a zone here. This is a zone. Over here is its own zone. This is a zone, and Torghast counts as its own map zone as well. I'm really blown away by this. And unfortunately for Oribos, we don't have a lot to show just yet. Just a real basic picture, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But next we get into a new scenario, Val-Shara. And if you look, it's interesting that there's a new Val-Shara scenario being brought in for this. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Temple of Elune, you know, maybe this will tie to Ardenweald. So who knows? It really could be fun to see. So brand new scenario, maybe having to do with retrieving something that was left behind of Ysera. A really interesting thing. Next up, we have the Sinfall scenario. Again, real basic rudimentary. It looks like it's the mini-map data from what we're looking at here. But we can get some basic outlines of what the overall zone will look like from overhead. It looks interesting. It's a fortress, obviously. But if I was to guess by the colors and everything, this is probably in Torghast. That would be my guess. And then next up we have our new starting zone of Exiles Reach. It's going to be a small zone, but you're only going to be here from level 1 to 10. And there's some neat, I mean, you got what? 2 settlements here, 3 settlements, caves, a beach, up into a mountain system here. And then what I'm guessing is that new beginner dungeon where you learn about how a dungeon party works, which is called Dark Maul Citadel. We've got images from the adventuring journal for the different floors. This might be our bottom floor. I'm judging this. No, sorry, this is our top floor, very top of the dungeon. So we're going to be going from top to bottom on this one. Here's our entrance. Interesting. Hard to tell. Might have multiple wings to it. But overall, I mean, they've put some good design work in putting together this. It looks like they posted the same images a couple times over, yeah. But there you have it. What has come out so far as maps are concerned. I'll continue to update these videos as far as the models, the mounts, the maps, and all that with part 2s, 3s, etc. as more information becomes available. And again, down in the comments, let me know what you want to see from future videos. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on the couch. Keep it right here for more Shadowlands Alpha news.